Where is God? King's questions and the Brahmin boy's answers. In ancient India there lived a most virtuous Brahmin who was considered by all to be the best authority on philosophy. One day the local king ordered him to appear before him. When he did so, the king said, "I have 3 questions that puzzle even torment me. Where is God? Why don't I see him? And what does he do all day? If you can't answer these 3 questions I will have your head cut off." The Brahmin was appalled and terrified, because the answers to these questions were not just complex, they were impossible to formulate. In other words, he did not know the answers. So his execution date was set. On the morning of that day the Brahmin's teenage son appeared and asked the king if he would release his father if he the son would answer the questions. The king agreed, and the son asked that a container of milk be brought to him. It was done. Then the boy asked that the milk be churned into butter. That, too, was done. "The first 2 of your questions are now answered," he told the king. The king objected that he had been given no answers, so the son asked, where was the butter before it was churned? "In the milk," replied the king. "In what part of the milk?" asked the boy. "In all of it." "Just so," agreed the boy, "and in the same way God is within all things and pervades all things." "Why don't I see him, then?" pressed the king. "Because you do not churn your mind and refine your perceptions through meditation. If you do that, you will see God. But not otherwise. Now let my father go." "Not at all," insisted the king. "You have not told me what God does all day." "To answer that," said the boy, "we will have to change places. You come stand here and let me sit on the throne." The request was so audacious the king complied, and in a moment he was standing before the enthroned Brahmin boy, who told him, "This is the answer. One moment you were here and I was there. Now things are reversed. God perpetually lifts up and casts down every one of us. In one life we are exalted and in another we are brought low. Oftentimes in a single life this occurs, and even more than once. Our lives are completely in his hand, and he does with us as he wills." The Brahmin was released and his son was given many honors and gifts by the king. The Isha Upanishad opens with the answer to the question as to God's whereabouts. He is within all. In the heart of all things, of whatever there is in the universe, dwells the Lord. Whatever we experience, whether through the inner or outer senses, it is a covering of the Lord, Isha. Since it conceals, it necessarily blinds, confuses, or inhibits us. It is a door closed in our face. Tragically, throughout lives without number we have not known this simple fact and have as a consequence believed that the experienced, whether objective or subjective, is the sole reality and have dissipated life after life in involvement with it to our pain and destruction. A door is never the way out, the way out is revealed when the door is moved aside, eliminated. Not knowing this, either, we have clawed, hammered, and hewn at the door, at least in those lives when we were not adulating and worshipping it, or calling it God's greatest gift to us to no avail. The root problem is our believing in the door's reality, thinking that it is the beginning, middle, and end. Only when it disappears will we see the truth that lies beyond things. We must not just get inside things, we must get to their heart. And how is that done? By getting into our own heart, into the core of our own being. There everything will be found. The key to the door is meditation. The message of the story is that God pervades everything, is everywhere, and God can be realized by sadhana, including meditation. If you like the story, please do share and subscribe for more such stories to this channel.